Alright guys, let's talk about BNB or Binance Coin for the first time on the channel purely since August the 14th. Now, I often talk about BNB on this channel, but this is going to be a dedicated video on BNB. Now, we do have a lot to talk about today, and I often tell people, guys, that this is probably the safest coin that you can really get into other than Bitcoin. Now, if we take out USDT, that's the number 4 coin. XRP is number 3. Ethereum is number 2. Basically, this is the number 4 coin. And guys, if we look at this, XRP just isn't moving. It's at $2.99. It's been around $3 for a very long time. If you look at the market cap here of XRP, it's 179 billion. And BNB is 149 billion, and it's just going up, guys. So XRP is just not moving, and yeah, we can take out Tether. That doesn't really count, I would say. I don't know if it's going to catch Ethereum unless Ethereum really stalls out, guys. But probably not, I would say. But still, I do think BNB is going up to levels that, are just unimaginable for a lot of people. I do believe it's going to get up to the top of this Fibonacci at a minimum. That's probably where I will start to sell, and probably even up to the top of this, purple Fibonacci. So I don't know if it's going to make it up to $2,350 like it says the top, is here, but it's possible. Maybe we get like a real wick up there real quick, but I'm probably going to start scaling out at about $1,500 to $2,000. Now, just looking at the last year of volume, you can see that there is this point of control at about $615. Basically, there's a lot of support, I would say, above $700 or maybe even about $730. And then we really have a little bit of support right here at about $880, I would say. You have this, kind of node or this speed bump basically here. But there's really no volume holding us back because we're at all-time highs now. Jumping over to the Bollinger Bands, you can see that basically we had some narrowness back in 2023 right at the end. It resulted in this little bit of a pop here, but if we really zoom in on a monthly time frame, these blue lines are quite wide, and so they're not really pinching, unfortunately. Weekly time frame, let's try to zoom in here. I know there's a lot of lines here. There's just a lot of supports and resistances. We can probably get rid of a lot of these daily ones now. But anyways, there really is maybe just a little bit of narrowness back in the summer, but mainly, again, these lines are quite wide apart. Now, on the daily time frame, let's take a look here, see if there's any pinch. There's just some narrowness basically right here, maybe in the beginning of September, but for the most part, like I usually say, this looks like an intestine. So, yeah, not really pinching together on longer term time frames when it comes to the Bollinger Bands. Now, looking at the RSI and stochastic here, it is getting overheated on a monthly time frame, unfortunately. As you can see, there's been several months just straight up here. On a weekly time frame, it's actually getting overheated as well on the RSI and stochastic, unfortunately, too. The daily time frame overheated as well, guys. So 4-hour time frame overheated and coming down now on both the RSI and stochastic. The 1-hour time frame is headed down. And the 15-minute time frame for fun actually is in the oversold territory, probably about to move up. RSI is just slightly pointed up here, guys. So, in reality, guys, I know I want to be very bullish on BNB, but probably you're going to see a little bit of a pullback here, I do imagine. Now, the support would basically be the top of this Fibonacci at about $1,010, let's say. And below that, you have about $990 on a daily time frame, and that's it, guys. So yeah, you do maybe have some 4-hour supports and things like this, but the daily support would be all the way down here at $990. Now, the last indicator I like to look at is the MACD, guys. So you can see here on a monthly time frame, this is headed up pretty heavily. This blue line is almost at the top that it has ever been at. This candle right here, this dark green one, is almost as large as some of these other ones in the past. Now, I would put it maybe in the middle if you counted all the green candles, but it is getting large, so there may be a lot bigger wave, we can say, here coming. But yeah, on the monthly time frame, this is actually headed up. Now, weekly time frame, again, we're in a green wave as well, and getting quite a large candle. Blue line is pointed pretty heavily to the upside. Daily time frame, again, a green wave, and yeah, these candles are quite large. So momentum is still to the upside, guys, but I do believe this is going to cool off a little bit and then start that next leg up. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. You can also find Moodix here, guys, and get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. Now, looking at tokenomics of BNB here, it's the number 5 coin, but if we exclude Tether, of course, it's number 4, up about 7% in the last 24 hours. Now, when you talk about 7% on a coin that's over $1,000 now, that's a big move, guys. That's huge. So keep that in mind. Now, this is my holdings right here, guys, as you see. Now, my average net cost is probably a lot lower in reality, probably around $200, I would say. Anyways, the circulating supply is 139 million coins or tokens, and that's quite low, guys. Now, the max supply is only 200 million, but they do coin burning, so I don't think they're going to get close to that max supply. Now, if we go to the all-time high, it was about 7 hours ago, and actually it was a little bit higher, I think, on Binance. I think $1,084 actually. All-time low, wow, if you bought it here, guys, for like 4 cents, you have 2.69 million % up. My God. I wish I bought a bag of it. Now, jumping over to Bitcoin, you can see we are getting a little bit of a red candle, but we did manage to reclaim this resistance basically yesterday on a daily time frame. We're just, a little bit below this right now at 115,668. So we're about, what, 60 or 70 bucks below this line. And again, could it be a retest? Yes, it could. Now, if we look at the CME, it did close at 115,265. So go back here. We're, what, 400, let's just say 50 bucks above that. And so if you were a betting man, you would probably want to short this until it went down to 115,265, and then you would close your short and wait for that next move on Bitcoin. Ethereum also yesterday did actually close above 4480, but right now it is basically retesting this daily support. It's only about $6 below that support at the moment, so let's see where this ends up. There's still a long trading day ahead. Now, looking at total market cap, basically, guys, we're just going sideways. We're consolidating. We did get rejected yesterday at 4.01 trillion, unfortunately, and today we almost reached that as well. So pretty much you can say we're getting rejected at the moment. But, again, it is the weekend, so nothing is really going on weekends. Now, if we look at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, consolidation, we still have a green candle today, so that's a good thing. Yesterday was also green. We do need to get above this 1.71 trillion by the end of the month. But we still have 9 days, guys, and I do feel we will break this and start making new highs. We still haven't technically reached this bull flag breakout target. We fell just a little bit short, pretty much double top, though, so that's not really a good sign. But we do have the trend still intact, basically, where you see, we are still kind of moving up here. Now, one of my favorite charts here is the Bitcoin dominance, guys, and yesterday, yes, it did get rejected at 58.12%. Today it's getting a little bit of a bounce, but still have a red candle. And let's put this on a weekly time frame. This is what it looks like, guys. So last week we fell through. This week we retest and get a big rejection, and then we start our move down. So that's what I think is going to happen, actually. Probably going to see altcoins pump a lot this week due to this fact now. If we look at the USDT dominance, it's right on the line still of 4.31%. But it's actually on the other side of this line. Now, yesterday, I think we were about right here where my cursor is. And again, that was like 4.31% too, as you see with that black over here. But yeah, now it is actually officially under this line. So that's a good sign. I would like it to go down a little bit more. We do need to get back under this trend line as well. This trend line went back for some ways. This is a weekly time frame, by the way, guys. So since beginning of April, we were under this until about end of August, and then we got back above, and we haven't really been under it on a weekly time frame since. So would be nice to really lose this trend line and work our way down to that 3.8%. Now guys, I'm a little bit in shock here because we see 100 here on the altcoin season index. I don't think we really have 100. I do think that this is probably some mistake or some error. Although if I do go to the bull market peak indicator, sell at the top, it still shows this as well. So it may just take that directly from this site, but yeah, to have 100, I don't believe this. This is really amazing. You know, I would be shocked if we stay at 100 till tomorrow. I think we'll probably come back down to somewhere around 80, 82, 84. But to shoot up to 100 like this, and, you know, the only thing I've really seen pumping is really stuff around BNB, you know, like Trust Wallet or Tutorial or, you know, Test Token. So, yeah, I don't believe we really have 100. Now, going back to this bull market peak indicator, sell at the top, it's still 1 from 30 that have been hit, guys. Again, that is the altcoin season index, and I don't believe it's 100. And yeah, if we look down here, there's nothing really above 90% that I see. 87 is about the closest it gets, but most of these indicators are in the 60s or 50s or even below. So that's a good thing, I think. I really believe we still have a long way to go, really. Pi cycle top indicator at just above 59%, so this actually has cooled. I've seen it in the 60s. I think, you know, about 60, upper 60s, maybe even 61. I don't even think I've seen it at 62% yet, but I've only recently been, you know, paying attention to the progress. Liquidation heat map, on the other hand, only $150 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That's not that bad. You know, it's really quite tame, I would say. Now, if we go to the fear and greed, it's a 49. It's neutral, just slightly up from yesterday. You know, that's why I don't really think the altcoins have gone up to 100. You know, we get the next update in about 15 hours. So, yeah. Now, if we look at the Pi cycle top indicator, by the way, I should have showed you this a second ago. It's not even really close to the crossing here. So, yeah, once this crosses, then that's probably the point where this, you know, bull run is over. Now, the economic calendar for this week, we do have a lot of speakers speaking. Tuesday, we have PMI. We have Powell speaking on Tuesday, too. That wasn't there, I think, a few days ago, or maybe even yesterday, I think. Anyways, Wednesday is really nothing. Thursday and Friday, we have the bigger days. Basically, we have core durable goods orders, core PCE prices Q2, we have GDP, and then if we go to Friday, you have core PCE price index, we have PCE price index, personal spending, Michigan numbers. So all of this, guys, Thursday and Friday, and these are big numbers which will play a big part in that next cut. So we still have about a 92% chance at the moment of getting at least a quarter point cut. If we look at Polymarket, though, of course, it does differ slightly here. 86% believe quarter point cut, so that's a little bit lower. But there's more people believing that there's not going to be any change at all, which is kind of interesting. Only 4% believing we're going to get a half point cut, and then there's still like 1% that believe that he's going to raise, you know, a quarter point, but that'd be a little bit crazy, I think. Now, the Moody's dashboard still showing sentiment risk on, but again, it doesn't really do anything over the weekend. They only measure news from Monday to Friday. Friday was actually a quite nice day. Last week was excellent as well. The month was great, and the year is looking even better, guys. So sentiment still risk on, so that means crypto assets. Trueflation showing 2.18% inflation, so it has gone down slightly in the last day. Now, looking at crypto bubbles, Aster is doing great, guys. But again, like I said, don't FOMO. Wait, give it time, maybe 2-3 months, see where it falls. You know, it is the end of the bull run probably, so it may not come down. But I wouldn't really risk it, guys. I would play it safe at this point. Maybe pick it up in the next bull run. Now, if you want to stake your BNB, go to Coinondo, guys. There's 34 results here for BNB. I have mine in Binance because you get launch pools, you get hodler airdrops and things like this. You actually get more than what they really say here. Basically, they give one of the lowest percentages, I would say, in Binance, you know, like 0.23 and 0.2, 0.16, but with those airdrops, you get a lot more. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Use those links down below, guys. I appreciate those people that have been using them. Although I just get pennies, those pennies add up, guys, and it keeps me motivated, keeps me going, and guys, I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much, and guys, I'll see you in the next one.